We're on a message right now. It's called like. So I've just drawn a few scriptures to it, which is like. Anyway, this message is like. So I'm just hitting on a few scriptures here. 1 Chronicles 27 verse 23. But David took the number of them from 20 years old and under, because the Lord said he would increase Israel like the stars of heaven. So Israel's increased like the stars of heaven. Psalms 102. I am like a pelican of the wilderness. I am like an owl of the desert. David alone, he had battles that he was reproached from his enemies, and this is what he said he was like in that situation. Isaiah 3 verse 18. In the day of the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their coals and their round tree like the moon. In other words, God's taken away their glory in this verse. Anyway, the next verse is Ezekiel 1:24. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings like the noise of a great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech as the noise of the host. When they stood, they let down their wings. Right, so I'm dealing with like. Ezekiel 40 verse 25, and there were windows in it, and in the arches thereof, round about, like those windows. The length was 50 cubits, and the breadth 25 cubits. Daniel 11:40, and at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen. This message is like. Anyway, I feel led to read these verses to you, so bear in mind the word like. Daniel 11:40, and with many ships he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over. Hosea 9 verse 10, I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first ripe in the fig tree at her first time, but they went to Baal Peor and separated themselves unto that shame, and their abominations were according as they loved. Acts 14 verse 15 and 16, and saying, Sirs, why do ye things, question, we also like passions with you, and preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities. We are of like passions and preach on. Anyway, the message is like, unto the living God, which made heaven and earth and the sea and all things that are therein. 16, who in times past suffered all nations to walk in their own ways. 2 Peter verse 1, verse 1. Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Jesus Christ, to them that have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of God and our Savior Jesus Christ. The definition of like, the word like, is to feel attraction towards or pleasure in, enjoy, to wish to have, would like, could be a term. So I draw this message of like towards us, and the verse Proverbs 15 verse 3 talks about God's eyes are beholding the good and evil in every place. Well, to be honest with you, there's a lot of brethren in who are saved and none, who are Holy Ghost and non-Holy Ghost, or some saints ain't, to be honest, but they don't like people's posts on maybe Facebook because of envy, because of jealousy. They don't like God's people, you know, like if there was social media, you go on Facebook and you could like someone's post. Don't be satanic about it. Like it and share it.